Lesson 10, to be studied for March 8, Sabbath afternoon. Memory text: He who sins is of the devil, for the devil has sinned from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of God was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. 1 John 3 and verse 8. A powerful narrative that reveals the nature of the cosmic conflict can be found in 1 Kings 18, verses 19 to 40, the story of Elijah on Mount Carmel, where the Lord exposes the so-called gods of the nations. Yet there is more behind these gods than that they are merely the figments of pagan imagination. Behind the gods that the nations surrounding Israel thought they were worshipping was actually something else. Deuteronomy 32 and verse 17 says, "They sacrificed to demons, not to God, to gods they did not know, to new gods, new arrivals that your fathers did not fear." Paul adds in 1 Corinthians 10 and verse 20, "The things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to demons and not to God, and I do not want you to have fellowship with demons." Behind the false gods of the nation, then, were demons in disguise. This means that all of the texts of Scripture dealing with idolatry and the foreign gods are actually cosmic conflict texts. With this background, the cosmic conflict theme is better understood. And this truth has massive implications for understanding more about the nature of this conflict and how it sheds light on the problem of evil.
Lesson 10. Rules of Engagement. Sabbath afternoon, March 1. Outwardly bold and defiant, but with terror in their guilty hearts, the false priests prepared their altar, laying on the wood and the victim. And then they begin their incantations. Their shrill cries echo and re-echo through the forests and the surrounding heights as they call on the name of their God, saying, "O Baal, hear us." The priests gather about their altar, and with leaping and writhing and screaming, with tearing of hair and cutting of flesh, they beseech their God to help them. Gladly would Satan have come to the help of those whom he had deceived and who were devoted to his service. Gladly would he have sent the lightning to kindle their sacrifice. But Jehovah has set Satan's bounds, restrained his power, and not all the enemy's devices can convey one spark to Baal's altar. Prophets and Kings, pages 149 and 150. Modern spiritualism and the forms of ancient witchcraft and idol worship, all having communion with the dead as their vital principle, are founded upon that first lie by which Satan beguiled Eve in Eden. "Ye shall not surely die, for God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, ye shall be as gods." Genesis chapter 3, verses 4 and 5. Alike based upon falsehood and perpetuating the same, they are alike from the father of lies. The familiar spirits are not the spirits of the dead, but evil angels, the messengers of Satan. Ancient idolatry, which, as we have seen, comprises both worship of the dead and pretended communion with them, is declared by the Bible to have been demon worship. The Apostle Paul, in warning his brethren against participating in any manner in the idolatry of their heathen neighbors, says, "The things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to God. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils." 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 20. In their supposed worship of dead men, they were in reality worshiping demons. Patriarchs and Prophets, pages 685 and 686. Satan, the chief of the fallen angels, once had an exalted position in heaven. He was next in honor to Christ. The knowledge which he, as well as the angels who fell with him, had of the character of God, of his goodness, his mercy, wisdom, and excellent glory, made their guilt unpardonable. The principles of Satan's working in heaven are the same principles by which he works through human agents in this world. It is through these corrupting principles that every earthly empire and the churches have been increasingly corrupted. It is by the working out of these principles that Satan deceives and corrupts the whole world from the beginning to the ending. He is continuing this same policy working originally begun in the heavenly universe. He is energizing the whole world with his violence with which he corrupted the world in the days of Noah. Ellen G. White comments in the Seventh-day Adventist Bible Commentary, Volume 4, page 1163.
And remember, God is always faithful.